It is 37 minutes after the hour. Here on Action News Now Mornings, you are never more than 10 minutes away from a local weather update. Patrick Wright's in the Weather Center telling us just how hot it's going to get this afternoon.
Well, Kelly, we are going to top off right around 110 degrees today for parts of the valley. So we are cooler than what we had this weekend, but we are still going to be dangerously hot. That's about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. So here's what we're looking at outside right now to start your day. Good morning to you in Oroville. This is the view from the Alert California camera, South Oroville camera, and we are facing the northeast. Table Mountain in the distance there. A beautiful sunrise, although it is going to feel quite warm stepping outside. Temperatures in the 70s for a large part of the valley. So here's what we're looking at. More dangerous heat ahead, uncomfortable sleeping weather for the next several nights. But we are back to around 100 heading into the latter half of this weekend. So there's relief on the way when it comes to the heat. Now breezes will be picking up out of the south. We have a ridge of high pressure that is shifting to our east, and that is going to allow us better access to the delta breeze. So this will do a couple things. Number one, cool us off compared to what we had within the last couple of days, so that is some good news, but also add a little bit of humidity to our air, which will at least help a little bit when it comes to our fire danger, but gusts up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour, not out of the question coming out of the south. That'll die down pretty quickly late tonight into tomorrow morning, but then make its return by tomorrow afternoon once again. So I think we'll see very similar conditions, but it is going to be a hot wind, so it's not going to bring much relief unless you jump into a pool. Now with the heat that we are seeing, there is an excessive heat warning for the valley and the foothills through 8 p.m. Friday. This has been extended compared to what we had this past weekend, but in the coast mountains, there is still an excessive heat warning through tonight into tomorrow morning. So it is still going to be hot wherever you go in the valley and the coast mountains, along with a heat advisory for the higher elevations of the Sierra and out into Modoc County. But temperatures today, 109 to about 113 degrees for the valley itself, 112 in Redding. As you get farther south, though, things start to cool off. Gridley, 107. We are seeing better access to the delta breeze. As I mentioned, the farther south you go, you'll see more influence in the overnight hours and during the day. But this ridge of high pressure will stick around. It is slightly moving to the east, but it is not going to be done with us for the next several days. We are going to stick with temperatures around 110 degrees through at least Friday before we start to see some relief coming in late Saturday into Sunday, and that'll help knock some of our temperatures down to something that's more tolerable and closer to average for this time of year. Now, as I mentioned, sitting right around 110 degrees through Friday. That is why we have that excessive heat warning through then for the valley and the foothills. Overnight lows really not doing too much, getting into the mid-70s. By then, we start to drop a little Tuesday night into Wednesday, but then it comes right back in as that ridge of high pressure kind of wobbles around and re-strengthens a little bit. But then we start to cool off, as I mentioned, down to around 101 degrees by next Sunday. Overnight temperatures, mid-70s, but cooling off Saturday night into Sunday once again as things begin to normalize for Northern California. So we do have some relief on the way, but still, until then, remember to hydrate and pay attention to how you feel as you do any work or workouts outside.
Well, that AC feeling really good this week for sure.
Yep.